Welcome back to Dominica, the nature island of the Caribbean and a country we're very quickly falling in love with.
In the last episode, we explored the southwest of the island, from waterfalls and hot springs to bubbling snorkeling spots and volcanic lakes. Somehow, that was only the beginning.
This week, Dominica pushes us even further. We take on the hardest challenge of our lives, scramble through canyons, hunt down more waterfalls, search the open ocean for sperm whales, find some of the island's best beaches, and head north to see a completely different side to this wild volcanic island.
Welcome to the Commonwealth of Dominica, the on like onion, moving and grooving to the boiling lake. 3 hours hiking in total. Say what time is it there?
Hiking time!
We had no idea that this was going to be the most difficult hike we've ever done.
We've started the hike to the boiling lake, 7 to 8 hours. Let's go.
Our guide, Peter Green, aka Bushman, is pushing 60 and does this hike 5 or 6 times a week in the peak
So
season.
now we're still warming up, flat.
Way to make us feel incredibly unfit.
But he knew his stuff and taught us about the nature and wildlife in Dominica.
We have 168 different kinds of birds, 22 different kinds of mosquitoes, 55 different kinds of butterflies, 5 different kinds of spiders.
A few moments later.
9 different kinds of fishes in the rivers, 2 different kinds of shrimps in the rivers, 4 different kinds of turtles in the sea, 12 different kinds of bats. Okay, no vampire bats. Alright?
How do you remember all that?
Oh boy, look animals.
Cats
Wild
and
pigs,
dogs.
Wild goats, wild pigs, wild goats, wild cats, guinea pigs, rabbits, dogs, chickens. Too many. But anyway, this is as it is.
And humans.
And kept everyone safe and spirits high on what was a very long day.
Welcome to the Commonwealth of Dominica. What time is it?
Tarzan time, actually.
Hiking time. Yeah, let's go. Tarzan in the jungle. Okay, next. Let's go.
I'm going back.
Right.
The hike is around 8 miles in total, taking you through rainforests, up and down mountains,
It's nice to be here in a cool and warm atmosphere.
across rivers, and through the most unbelievable barren volcanic landscapes.
That's our spring water in the jungle. 1,
What does it taste like, Jack?
2, 3. Yes.
We're in the Valley of Desolation, and it's taken us about 3.5 hours to get here. A mixture of wet paths, and our guide likes to stop and take photos, which isn't a problem because they get a nice rest. It's so fucking... it's so cool up here. Like, I've literally never seen anything like it.
Right about now, this is Peter Green, the Bushman. The Valley of Desolation, we're going to boil some eggs now. Laudat.
This is absolutely amazing. I've never seen anything like this, and it's just steaming everywhere. You can really smell the sulphur, and we're currently boiling some eggs. So, look!
What's your first impressions of this valley?
I've never seen anything like it before. It's so cool. There's literally just like boiling water rolling by.
I can't believe I'm going to have an egg that's been boiled in a volcanic
Sulphur river. Wow.
We could see the boiling lake from the Valley of Desolation, and it looked so close, yet so far. After a total elevation gain of over 2,000 feet, and 4 hours later, we arrived at the boiling lake.
We just stopped and had our lunch, flew our drone, and we are above the boiling lake. This is absolutely insane. It's otherworldly. I've never seen a place like this in my whole life.
Before we set out, we didn't really know what to expect from the second largest boiling lake in the world. You hear boiling lake and think it's going to be a boiling puddle or something, but this thing is seriously a lake. It's around 60 meters wide and too hot to measure the depth, which is just insane. It felt so rewarding to make it all the way here, but then the hardest part started, getting back. And one last time,
What time is it there?
Hiking
So
time.
like a physical, good.
our muscles were aching so much. They're actually in the process of building a cable car to make visiting the boiling lake more accessible. But if you're fit, healthy, and have time, we think you should opt for the hike.
Around 8 hours after we started, we finished the hike. You can probably tell how hard it was by what we looked like. Even though our energy levels were at zero, we had some epic days coming up, so we managed to peel ourselves off the bed to refuel at dinner.
Morning, we have arrived in Roseau this morning. We're getting on a boat because we are going whale watching. I've never seen a whale before in my whole existence on this earth, so hopefully today is the day.
Well, is a whale shark a whale?
No, a whale shark's a fish.
There we go then.
I've seen a whale shark, but that is not a whale. We are hopefully going to see sperm whales today. That's my fingers crossed hoping for.
There's actually apparently 25 different species of whales in Dominica, according to the tour company we're using for whale watching, and hopefully we see one of them. Having had some pretty dodgy and definitely unethical experiences with wildlife tours around the world, it was refreshing to see the respect Dominicans have for their nature and wildlife. The government enforce strict permits and only a select number of local licensed guides can run these tours, and only rarely are people able to get in the water with the whales.
Sadly, we didn't see any sperm whales, but that's because there were pilot whales and false killer whales around, which are actually types of dolphins, so the sperm whales headed to deeper waters for safety. So we still haven't seen a whale, but it definitely wasn't a wasted trip. Before making our way back to Roseau, we stopped at the beautiful Secret Bay, which is only accessible by boat, and we got to see some of the west coast of Dominica from the water. When we visit a new island in the Caribbean, we always try and get out on a boat because the islands always look so different from the water. We even got to see this rock that resembles the back end of an elephant.
On our way out of Roseau, we had to make a very important stop. I'm hoping I might be able to buy a national team jersey here. That way? No,
Yeah,
that's fine.
how you feeling?
Collection. Very happy.
How many have you got now?
Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Barbados, St. Lucia, Dominica, Antigua, BVI, USVI, Puerto Rico, Cuba, and I need to get Trinidad and Jamaica.
So how many Caribbean?
So I have 10 Caribbean football shirts in my collection now. I need to add Jamaica and Trinidad, and then anywhere we go.
After a relaxing morning on the boat, we grabbed a patty and headed to do one of the things we were most looking forward to in Dominica. We made our way up towards Trafalgar to Extreme Dominica, where we got kitted up, were given a demo of our safety equipment, learned the basic skills we needed, and off we went.
We abseiled, cliff jumped, rock climbed, and swam our way through some incredibly beautiful gorges, and our guides made this a 100 out of 10 experience. Because we were canyoning in the late afternoon, it started to get dark really quickly in the gorges, which only made the experience more fun. But it wasn't exactly ideal for capturing any good videos.
Somehow, Dominica just kept getting better and better, and this afternoon of adrenaline-filled canyoning only added fuel to the fire. The next morning, we headed back inland into the rainforest to chase more waterfalls.
Hi, morning.
Thank you very much, and then enjoy.
first impressions?
It's beautiful, but a tour group got here just before us.
Thankfully, the tour group left after a few minutes and we had Jacko Falls to ourselves. It's smaller than the others we've seen so far in Dominica, but no less beautiful. If anything, it felt more intimate.
After about 10 minutes, another tour group arrived, and because the area around the falls is so small, it's hard to move freely even with just 10 to 20 people around, so we decided to move on to our next stop.
1 minute from Jacko Falls and we've come to Spanny Falls.
Quick run!
We thought we'd outrun the tourists, but there's another bus just parked in the car park. So we got up too late today, clearly. It's so good that it's all paved, like it's not a super muddy walk. And the nature's amazing.
We walked down the trail as fast as we could to try and get a glimpse of the waterfall with no one else around.
To Spanny Falls. This is so beautiful. It's absolutely stunning.
Shortly after we arrived, it got busy as we expected, but nature was on our side. The heavens opened, so everyone else left, but the rain quickly passed and we had it all to ourselves. Probably the prettiest waterfall we've been to so far in Dominica.
Are you freezing
But I'm
cold?
freezing.
It was so cold. I lasted about, actually I think I could have stayed in there a bit longer than I did.
It's cold when you get out.
Yeah, there's a breeze like coming through the gap in the cliff. It was so good. I loved it.
It's no wonder they call Dominica the nature island. Everywhere you look is abundant in different shades of green. Every stop has made us fall more and more in love with this island. We could have stayed here for hours, but the rain started again, even heavier this time, so we called it quits and headed for lunch.
Really want to try some crab back, so let's see if they do it here.
I really wanted to try crabback because it's a bit of a delicacy in Dominica, but sadly they didn't have it. However, oxtail stew is also a well-known Caribbean dish and we got to try that for the first time instead. Definitely recommend. Just as we were leaving, the woman who worked there pointed into the mountains and showed us a waterfall we almost hadn't noticed. She said it's usually hidden behind mist and cloud and only reveals itself when the rain comes in. As far as she knows, it has no name and no one knows how to reach it. You ready to go up north?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm hoping it's going to be warmer, because we're staying lower down.
We are packing up and getting ready to head north. I really wanted to go to a river this morning before we leave. It currently looks like this. But it has been raining for, well, basically all night. So we wait. We wait.
Our apartment in Laudat was perfect. We were close to a lot of the best things to do in the Roseau Valley. It's set in beautiful surroundings with lots of fruit trees. There's even a warm water creek running through the garden. And our host was caring for some adorably inquisitive little kittens.
Our time in Laudat was coming to an end, but thankfully we weren't leaving Dominica just yet. What does it do in Dominica, Lauren? It rains. So change of plan, we're not going to the river, even though Lauren was desperate. So we're driving north. We took the long drive to Calibishie for a few days in the north of the island, taking the coastal road, which was a bit longer, but we hadn't seen this part of the island yet. And to break up the journey, we stopped for lunch in Portsmouth.
Hi. Good afternoon.
The best fish and chips on the island, so I'm told. I have tartar sauce and I have coleslaw.
Wow.
Okay.
We didn't expect to have fish and chips, did we?
We didn't.
Sound good?
Cool. Here he comes with the food. I'm so hungry.
There you go.
like getting fast food in the US and we're like in the middle of a garden with the sea right here. How cool is this?
Very cool.
Looks and smells so nice. I'm so excited.
Even though Portsmouth is the second largest town in Dominica, local life here still seemed chilled out and slow paced. We were really excited to see more of this place tomorrow.
By the time we arrived in Calibishie, we were really excited to swap the chilly rainforest mountains for a few days by the beach. We'd heard only a few things about Calibishie and knew this area of the island would show us a completely different side to Dominica.
This is what it's like to have an art gallery in a tiny village
In the Caribbean.
Look at this. This is amazing.
That's the Cicero. That's the national bird.
This is so cool. Imagine having this hung up in your house. Wow.
Literally so much culture and storytelling in these pictures. I love it.
It's crazy to think how many years we've been wanting to travel Dominica.
It looks funny that you've got the cocktail and I've got the beer.
And after an epic time in the south, we couldn't wait to see what the remote north had in store. All you're going to be able to hear on that is you.
What?
All you're going to be able to hear on that video is you going.
This is Fort Shirley, and back when it was used, it housed over 600 soldiers. We actually learned only a few of the buildings have been restored and they're mainly used for different events, but there are trails that use the old military roads, meaning you can hike to some of the ruins if you wanted to.
It's a little bit spooky. We have been to quite a few forts around the Caribbean, and so far this one is looking like the most well maintained. Normally they're a little bit run down, but no, this one is looking very nice. Wow, views are amazing. Very quiet, like we're the only people here, so it feels a little bit eerie, but oh, there's a guy cleaning.
Morning.
Morning.
While there isn't much going on up here, there are a few signs detailing the history of the fort, and it's worth the short walk up here just for the views of Portsmouth and the mountainous backdrop.
We have a big boat.
Yeah, it's quite stable, so let's pick up some.
Supposedly, there are 365 rivers in Dominica, and the Indian River is the widest of them all.
So the most common trees that we will find along the banks of the river, the Bwa Mang, B-W-A-M-A-N-G, Bwa Mang. Yeah. The yellow flowers around the shell.
The area is a protected marine reserve, so guides can only use rowing boats or boats powered with electric propellers, meaning all you can hear are the sounds of nature. It was so incredibly peaceful.
Redneck pigeon, doves.
As we slowly meandered up the river, through the mangrove forest and swampland, our guide pointed out different birds, crabs, iguanas, trees, and even the site where they filmed some scenes of a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. And the thing we didn't expect to see was a guy selling coconuts on a bamboo raft. And if you've watched our first Dominica vlog, you'll know we'll stop for a coconut any chance we get.
As the river narrows, you come to the aptly named Bush Bar, where you can get a drink surrounded by the rainforest.
What are you doing?
Found my happy place. I don't want to run punch, I just want to stroke this cat.
Do you have sorrel juice?
No, we have orange and passion.
Happy?
Very.
What did you go for?
Passion fruit juice.
Cheers. It's hard to believe there are 365 rivers on this tiny island, and if the Indian River is anything to go by, we'd love to seek out and experience more of them.
We are ending our little morning in Portsmouth by having a walk along Coconut Beach. There is a shipwreck, quite an iconic shipwreck, so we're just having a little walk along here to see it.
There are actually 2 shipwrecks on this beach, which we think washed ashore during the devastating Category 5 storm Hurricane Maria back in 2017.
So fascinating to see this. It's pretty cloudy today, so I don't feel like it's a sunbathing kind of day, but I bet when the sun's out, it's a very nice beach to come and relax on.
These shipwrecks are on Ripperton Beach, which connects to Coconut Beach, and together form one of the longest stretches of sand to walk along in Dominica. We were quite surprised to see such lightly coloured sand because the island is home to 9 active volcanoes and all the other beaches we'd seen so far had been black sand.
What do you think to the shipwrecks?
It's pretty cool, but it's also pretty like messy. This could be a very nice beach, but I think it makes it not look very nice.
At the minute, the beach feels deserted, but they're building a resort here, so that could soon change. After finding out about the cable car, new resorts being built, and a new international airport, it makes us wonder if Dominica will remain so raw and untouched.
After our morning and early afternoon exploring around Portsmouth, we took the drive back over to Calibishie for a relaxing evening watching the sunset.
It is a beautiful day in Calibishie today. It's 8:30 and we are heading out. We have like 3 or 4 stops to see today. After visiting the towns and stuff yesterday, I'm just really excited to be back in nature. We're visiting a waterfall, a sulphur spring, a couple of other places as well, so let's go. It's a good job we rented a car because we always have so much stuff. Snorkels, a tripod, a bag with spare clothes, our drone, our food, trainers 1, trainers 2, water, and my bag. Quite a bit. A boot full of stuff for one day out. What do you think to that?
It's normal for you. We'd seen a road on the map which connects the northeast and the northwest of the island, called the Northern Link Road. It looked windy and mountainous, and there were a couple of places we wanted to stop along the way. It turned out to be more picturesque than any drive we'd ever done, taking us along the coast, up into the mountains, and even through the crater of a dormant volcano. It's not an easy drive, especially if you're a nervous driver. There are sharp turns and steep drop-off cliffs, but the scenery is spectacular.
Have you ever had a more beautiful view to eat overnight oats?
View up here is pretty beautiful.
After spending about an hour at that beautiful road, taking some pictures and just enjoying the view, we have now stopped off at cold Soufriere. This is the first sulphur springs we've ever been to that are cold. I don't know if it's actually a normal thing or not. I've certainly never heard of it. Every sulphur springs we've been to have been like warm temperatures. They're heated from the volcanoes, right? So I am apprehensive. I don't know what to expect. So let's see, but so far the trail is nice and easy, just kind of through like a field. I'll show you now. Wow, look at these views. Absolutely amazing. Views everywhere you look.
Oh, it is actually. It's starting to stink.
What does it smell like? For anyone who's...
Your farts.
For anyone who's never smelt sulphur before, what does it smell like?
Eggy.
It smells like you've had hard-boiled egg cooking for too long, and then you've immediately peeled them and chopped them up, and you've done like 20 eggs, and then times that by 2. I think we're here. That's freezing!
We can't help but reflect and think how random it is that in the middle of nowhere, in and amongst stone and rock, there are these pockets of bubbling volcanic activity. It really hits you just how untamed and alive this island is.
So, to be honest, it's a bit of a novelty that it's a cold sulphur spring because we're used to hot, but it's not the greatest place to visit. I'd suggest not coming all of this way north just to see it. But if you're doing this drive that we're doing today, then it's definitely worth a 10-15 minute stop.
Having a little drink stop because we have...
Whoa!
Sorry. Hi. Morning. What drinks do you have? Yeah, I'll get one of them please. Thank you. Thank you. It's very nice and colourful in here.
Nice, yes, it's very good.
Bye.
Take you on the road.
Thank you. Bye. Cheers.
Hey.
Love you.
Love you too.
The final stop we wanted to make on our little road trip was Bwa Nef Falls. We started what turned out to be a 20-minute walk along a relatively well-kept trail. Halfway down the trail, we met the maintainer of the land and paid 20 EC each to access the falls, which included him giving us a coconut.
Got myself a coconut. Bit fizzy.
The waterfall is very atmospheric. It wasn't powerful like the others we'd seen in Dominica. It was just gently rolling down a narrow, hollowed out canyon while the sun bounced around in its spray and mist.
There's something so peaceful about mornings in Dominica. We've been waking up at like 6-7 a.m. to head out early, and it's just so nice to listen to all of the birds and like just watch the sky change colour. It's so peaceful. We are loving it. We've parked up our little car and we've arrived at Mero Beach. This is possibly one of the busiest beaches on the island. Dominica isn't really known for its beaches, but this one is definitely catered the most to tourists. How far away is it from?
It's like half an hour from the cruise port, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's even that. I think it's like a bit closer than that. So a lot of the people on cruise ships come here. They have the sun lounges laid out. There's like quite a few bars. Some souvenir stands over there. Yeah, this really is a place for the tourists. But we can't come to Dominica and not see it. Anything to see?
Cold.
You're moaning so much. Jack thinks he's swimming in like the English Channel right now. It's actually not that cold. It's like a nice temperature, but there is a bit of a breeze, so it's making it feel more chilly.
Mero Beach is on the west coast, so it was quite a drive to get here, but it was somewhere we spotted when travelling from Laudat to Calibishie, and we really wanted to see it. So we took a day to do absolutely nothing else and just relax at this amazing beach.
Writing in the margins of my mind all day, sipping herbal in the morning just to feel okay. Had a dream I was water just flowing through space, till I landed on the record that my grandma would play. Talk sweet like jazz in the park after rain. Water grass smell green and the air feels sane. Put the phone on mute, let the silence explain. I don't need much, just a book in the brain. Used to chase things that were run from me. Now I sit still, let the peace come free.
It's our last full day in Dominica. We've had a bit of a slow morning. Amazing afternoon. We had a long drive back because obviously we're staying in the north, but it was worth it. Oh my god, this is so slippy. And now we are heading to somewhere else in Calibishie that we haven't actually seen yet before spending the afternoon at the beach.
I feel like I'm on Mars.
It's got that like otherworldly feeling to it. Wow, this is so cool. But because we're on the Atlantic side, it is very windy.
No, we're not on Mars. This is a volcanic coastal rock formation just south of Calibishie. We'd come to associate Dominica with all the different shades of green, and we're not expecting to see fiery red and orange hues sprawled across a desolate landscape. The wind, rain and waves have carved dramatic cliffs, crevices and plateaus. It's pretty cool here and the views are spectacular.
They'll make better use of it. Do you get it?
No.
Because you pay departure tax whenever you leave a country.
Yeah.
So if you're paying your departure tax here, they'll make better use of it than the government.
Always has to explain things to me. Where are we heading to now?
Beach.
Eggs, fried chicken, fish.
And what about these ones at the top?
These has beef in them.
Okay.
Fried fish, fried chicken.
I think we should try some of them.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get a couple of them.
Okay. I think we go fish cakes.
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah.
Or you want to get two of those?
Yeah.
Two. Okay.
Very hungry.
Love it.
Yeah, I love it. It looks amazing in here.
What juice you have? I'll have a sorrel juice, please.
It's nice. A bit spicy. I think it's spicy.
I think it was the fish cake that was a little bit spicy.
It's nice. It's really good.
Well, it doesn't sound like we're going swimming, Lauren.
Yeah, it sounds a bit choppy. Sea is so loud. It's so wild. Look at all of this. It's like just forest. The sand is so dark. Beaches on the Atlantic coast tend to be more rugged and wild.
Look how much is sinking.
And this one was no exception. We walked to the end of the beach along the soft black sand and had no idea we would find where the Hampstead River meets the sea.
I don't think it's deep. And even if it is, you're about to get back up.
No, I've got this weird
Go on. Go on, Alan.
weird...
Don't be scared, Alan.
No, I've got this weird feeling that like if
You
I go
will.
in there I'll the sand will eat
swim.
me.
You swim.
No, I don't know how to swim.
Come on.
Listen, I was gonna go in the river because I wanted to have a little dip, and now you're like swim, swim, swim.
I'm not.
I feel like it really drops down here. No, don't push. Oh, okay, it's not that deep. It's actually crazy that this is a river, and there is the Atlantic Ocean. Like, wow.
Well, according to Google reviews, it's 2 stars because it's not swimmable.
But what do you think?
It's beautiful. There's not another person around. You've got the calm water of the river, and you've got the rugged Atlantic beach. Pretty cool.
This beach felt so secluded, but we didn't stick around too long because we knew on our last full day in Dominica we wanted to swim in the sea. You okay?
Getting impatient waiting for you to take 3 million photos and videos.
So with that being said, it was time to head off to the next beach.
What is it that we pay for?
A private
Beach. I thought beaches weren't private in Dominica.
this one only because owned by a family.
Is that because the access is owned by the family?
Yeah, young people come, bathe, just access and the beach maintenance.
So if you can get there by the water, it's free. Same with every beach in the world.
From a black sand beach to a white sand beach, this is probably the most iconic beach on the island. Like if you type Dominica into Google, this is the beach that probably comes up. It's like so beautiful. This bay really stole our hearts. It was probably our favourite beach of those we visited in Dominica. It's calmer than number 1 beach, even though it's just 1 bay over, and the way the palm trees line the shore is stunning.
How long do you think I'll be waiting to order a drink?
On Caribbean time.
Just now?
It's just now.
For some weird reason, they've got benches all the way along the beach, like it was going to become the most popular beach in the world.
Maybe it does get really busy. Like maybe when there's a cruise ship in Portsmouth.
Yeah, maybe.
There's like 20 or 30 people on the beach at one point.
20 or 30. You seen how big this beach is?
Yeah, maybe I'm
All
like...
crowded.
Overall, I really like this beach. Considering Dominica isn't really known for its beaches, this is very, very beautiful. We're nearing the end of our trip to Dominica. How would you sum it up in 3 words?
Adventurous, mountainous, tiring.
Tiring,
yeah.
My 3 words would be fun, nature. I know that's not really like a feeling, but like I feel like the best word to describe Dominica is nature, and unique. There's nowhere, I've never been anywhere like this. We've been to so many Caribbean islands and this is just so different to all of them. So different to so many places we've been.
And with that, our time in Dominica came to an end.
We came to Dominica with high hopes and were not disappointed. We fell head over heels for the island, and if you love nature and adventure, you probably will too. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time where we'll be on another Caribbean island you'll not want to miss.